warm good afternoon to you as we are still about 90 degrees and as we flip to the 1A quarterfinals here at the Iowa Central Field in Fort Dodge. It's the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Softball Tournament presented by Farm Bureau. It's Riverside, the Bulldogs, and the Mustangs of Newell-Fonda in Class 1A State Tournament Action quarterfinal. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Paul Yeager along with Blake Walker. As Blake, we get you ready to tell you about these two teams. Newell-Fonda, very familiar with them when it comes to many sports, including softball and basketball. Let's see how those two teams made their way to state. As you look at the game we just saw, Cascade and West Lyon, which, by the way, if you didn't see how it ends, go back and watch it. It's a pretty exciting contest. But how these two teams made it here, Blake, before they made it here, tell me what you think about these two squads.
I think they're two very talented teams. Newell-Fonda played the heavier schedule out of the two teams, that's for sure. You can tell that they really challenged themselves during this season, a lot of season tournaments on Saturdays and whatnot. And Riverside threw in a couple as well, but Newell-Fonda took care of Woodbine to get here 4-1, and then Riverside defeated Stanton 11-1 to get here. Newell-Fonda has had a lot of games where they score a lot of runs. I mean, and I'm talking more than 15 runs per game. This is an offense that loves to get up and going. They're going to have a challenge today in the heat, but I think I heard Joanna Settles talk about it earlier today. They've played in this heat all summer. This is really no difference. I mean, the corn is sweating. That term doesn't go around very often. I'm sure I'll hear it on Market to Market this week, but the corn is, in fact, sweating. And that just tells us how hot and humid it is here at the state tournament. But two very talented teams, two really good pitchers. I think we're in for a good one here to start our Class 1A quarterfinals.
You really are gunning for my job in all aspects
I'm
of it.
just
talking about the corn report. Way to go, Blake.
Well, I can't wait to hear about it because I heard corn sweating. Then I'm like, man, I'd love to hear more about this.
All right, we'll hear more about Riverside and Newell-Fonda when we come back. You're watching the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Good morning, oranges. Oh, top of the muffin to ya. Potato salad! We still on for lunch? Great! Sliced bread. You're the best thing I've seen since, well, you know. Oh, hello! Don't think I forgot about you. Friendly yet fairway. It's more than just a name.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, President of the Iowa Farm Bureau.
And I'm Erin Gerlich, Executive Director of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We'd like to thank you for joining us for the Girls State Softball Tournament.
The Iowa Farm Bureau knows that strong, vibrant schools are the cornerstone of our communities. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and this amazing state tournament. This tournament not only showcases Iowa's elite teams, but the athletes competing here today are among our nation's best and brightest. And Iowa's farmers are among the nation's most productive. Our partnership with the Girls Union gives us the opportunity to recognize both, all while supporting and lifting up the Iowa Girl.
With the help of the Iowa Farm Bureau, we celebrate students' efforts not only on the field, but in the classroom as well. The Iowa Farm Bureau is committed to your success and supports our organization and the Iowa Girl. Through millions of dollars they provide in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence.
As Iowans, we have a lot to be proud of. Whether you're a student competing here today or a fan tuning in, we all play an important role in making our state great. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau
and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union,
Congratulations to your school on a terrific season, and good luck in the tournament games.
Newell-Fonda and Riverside. As you look at Newell-Fonda, they are the Region 3 champions. As Blake said earlier, they knocked out Woodbine. Second in 1A in runs scored. Fielding pretty darn good, third in 1A. Ellie Sievers, for a freshman, she's outstanding. You've heard the name Sievers over the years. You've heard Mercer. Mercer's who's going to start today in the circle, 16-7, 2.47 ERA, 109 Ks. Ellie Sievers can also come in and pitch. She's at 9 home runs. When you look at Newell-Fonda, Blake, those are the names that stand out and names you've said for a long time.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you and I were chatting about it just in between. 12 players were on the state basketball team that came runner-up. And usually that's what happens. They'll play basketball. They're all on the same basketball team. They're all on the same volleyball team, all on the same softball team. That's just because of the size of the school. But there's a winning tradition, and you know how to get here at the state tournament level. You're not fazed by anything, and I think that really helps Newell-Fonda. And you said it is a family tradition, really, for
it is,
Newell-Fonda.
and they have given me a hard time about trying to do the Newell-Fonda family lineage. And Brad Wells, whenever he does Newell-Fonda, I mean, the pride of Newell-Fonda, he always knows, oh, no. That's the second cousin, not first cousin. For Riverside, 24-3. Oakland is where Riverside is on the western part of the state. They beat Stanton. Team batting average third in the class, 383. Madison Kelly, Peyton Schaefer. Schaefer in the circle, Blake, 23-3, 2.22 ERA, 133 Ks. Also a freshman.
Yeah, and I think it's a big deal. This is their first time here since 2007. So you got a freshman in the circle and first game here at the state tournament. We'll see what the jitters are, but if she comes out firing, good luck the next 3 years.
And now we're going to meet the two teams, and everybody's getting introduced here from Harlan Rogers Field.
Now let's meet the non-starters and assistant coaches for the visitors from Newell-Fonda. Number 6, Kennedy Oberman. Number 7, Paige Erickson. Number 8, Elliott Hamilton. Number 9, Bailey Vandernet. Number 11, Danica Meyer. Number 12, Vienna Winger. Number 13, Abby Liu. Number 14, Aubrey Richter. Number 18, Hadley Nepple. The assistant coaches are Chad Henders and Bo Darrow. Now let's meet the starters for the Mustangs. Leading off, a senior, the shortstop, number 10, Kinsey Henders. Batting second, a sophomore, the left fielder, number 5, Riley O'Grady. Batting third, a senior, the pitcher, number 16, Anna Mercer. Batting fourth, the freshman, the center fielder, number 3, Ellie Sievers. Batting fifth, a junior, the first baseman, number 4, Josie Walsh. Batting sixth, a junior, right fielder, number 2, Cameron Herman. Batting seventh, a freshman, the DP, number 15, Michaela Hansen. Batting eighth, a senior, the third baseman, number 17, J.C. Vanderhoff. Batting ninth, a junior, the catcher, number 1, Miley Ender. And the flex player at 8th grader playing second base, number 20, Quinn Sievers. Head coach for Newell-Fonda is Courtney Darrow. Now let's meet the non-starters and assistant coaches for Riverside. Number 6, Mangry Rice. Number 7, Dakota Summers. Number 13, Denali Hansen. The assistant coach is Darryl Frame. And now let's meet the starters for the Bulldogs. Leading off, a junior, second baseman, number 9, Adeline Martin. Batting second, a sophomore, the catcher, number 11, Sophia Fenner. Batting third, a junior, playing first base, number 5, Madison Kelly. Batting fourth, a freshman, the pitcher, number 22, Peyton Schaefer. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the area in front of home plate for the introduction of our umpires. At first base, Tim Fredrickson. At third base, Tom Sullivan. And calling balls and strikes, Mark Shea. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to play state tournament softball.
88 degrees, feels like 98. The wind is out of the southwest at 14 miles an hour, gusting to 22. That breeze, Blake Walker, is the only thing saving us between sanity and insanity today.
Yeah. It feels like one of those days when gravity's just a little bit tougher. We're taking breaks. That's the thought process here after the third inning. Every inning break or every full inning, I think it'll be a 3-minute break just to get the umpires a little bit of water, get the players rested up, and we'll try to stay cool. I mean, the hope is here as the sun starts to go down, maybe it cools off, but full-on sun coverage here, not many clouds to see.
It has now been, yes, the sun is here, the sky is blue, and the clouds are making their way. We've had some severe weather back in the Des Moines area and some other rain in other parts of the state, but here, hot and breezy as you take a look at Peyton Schaefer there as she warms up in the circle. Peyton is 23-3 on the season with a 2.22 ERA. She struck out 121 through 145 and a third innings pitch. The Riverside Bulldogs are in their navy blue pants with the pinstripe top. Riverside trimmed in gold with navy numbers on the front and back, and the Newell-Fonda Mustangs, and they're all blue. White pants, high blue socks, and blue helmets. As we get ready for this one, Blake, you've had a couple of games, and I forget this net. We are on patrol here tonight.
Yes.
The hole is right above us. Mark Shea will keep us safe as our home plate umpire. Tom Sullivan is at third, and Tim Fredrickson is at first. Our crowds are starting to make noise. I love Class 1A sports because the fans are passionate.
There's nobody left.
There's nobody left.
Town closed up.
Newell-Fonda, a very short trip. They're just to the west of us here. Riverside makes the trip from southwest Iowa off of I-80. And we get ready to go. Courtney Darrow stands down at third as we go to work with Kinsey Hinders. Her first pitch to her is low. Hinders, a senior. Great basketball player, going to play at Briar Cliff. Had a great set of conversations with her in the basketball season, and we didn't even get a chance to talk about softball, but she leads things off here for this Newell-Fonda team. Both pitches in the dirt. Both pitches were balls, 2-0 so far. Schaefer has Hinders swinging. Chopper in front of the bag, not in time to get Hinders at first. Kelly didn't have long enough arms and legs. Even stretch was not going to get that.
It's that speed running up and down the basketball court. And that time it almost looked like she got jammed and the ball just kind of awkwardly bounced in front, but you'll take any hit you can get and you're on with your first batter.
So Riley Hografe will come in for the Mustangs. She bats from the right side, the sophomore. Shows bunt, pulls it back. Hinders retreats back to first. It is a strike, 0-1.
And you'll see Newell-Fonda today, Paul. They're going to go after a lot of bases. They've stolen 114 out of 120 that they've attempted. So all but 6 times this year they've been able to successfully steal a base.
Hografe pulls it back again. This one, though, is a ball.
You're going to see a lot of work today for Sophia Fenner back behind the dish here. She's going to have to be on her toes every single at-bat. If she's off once, that's where Newell-Fonda will pounce.
Puts the bunt down, fielded at third. Throw wide of first. Hinders is being waved home. Here comes the throw into the infield. It's not going to be attempted to get the speedy Hinders. And just like that, Newell-Fonda strikes first. They lead 1-0.
The sun is the brightest spot where Madison Kelly's at over there at first base, and I think obviously the throw a little offline, but when that runner's going to you, they don't have to get out of the way. They're trying to get to first base, might have thrown her off, and really good aggressive base running there early by Newell-Fonda, and Courtney Darrow, she sends them all the way around. Get on the board.
Hografe at second. 1 run in for the Mustangs. Off-speed pitch is swung through and missed by the pitcher, Anna Mercer.
What a player Anna is. I mean, just an all-around player. We'll see that when she drops in the circle, but really good hitting stats this year as well. A .492 hitter coming into today.
That one is fouled off and over the head of the fans in the stands from Riverside. Which so you have Riverside fans sitting in the Newell-Fonda side of the field. Those shirts say Riverside.
Realized that. How'd that work? Who messed that up?
I listen a lot to tell, like, if something happens, I'm going to hear everything come from my right ear, including Blake.
Because, what?
The 1-2 is chopped on the infield, fielded by Schnack over to Kelly to get the out, but to move Hograve to third.
I give Caden Schnack a lot of credit. We have seen a lot of balls this week, Paul, here in the infield just bounce. I mean, just kind of mounds will kind of sort of form, and at that shortstop position, it has been brutal this week to be at the SS spot. And that time she's able to make a good throw, but it does get the run to the third, a chance for a sac fly.
Up to the freshman Sievers. Swings through the first one from Schaefer. We started this game about 5:20, so just about 5 minutes late. And yeah, that wind is the strongest it's been today. Chopper up the middle, great glove by Schaefer. Throws across to get the out.
And I tell you what, they might have had a chance to play games on first and third base, but the problem is that Hograve took off early. She thought that thing was going back up the middle, had to go back and tag.
So Josie Walsh will come in, the junior. 2 away here in the first. Up the middle again, sticking out her glove is Schaefer, again throwing to Kelly, again 1-3 goes the play. Third out of the inning is made. Not before the Mustangs strike first with 1 run. They leave 1. We've played half an inning. You're watching the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Digital Network here from Fort Dodge.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
You're watching the 1A quarterfinal on the Digital Network, which is powered by MidAmerican Energy, and the tournament sponsored by Iowa Farm Bureau. Newell-Fonda 1, Riverside nothing. As we go to the bottom of the first, Newell-Fonda scores 1. And now they go out on defense. Here's a look at their defense. Hograve in left, Sievers in center. Furman in right. Vanderhoof, Hinder, Sievers, Walsh in the infield. Miley Sievers behind the plate, and Mercer in the circle. And I mean Hinders, not Sievers, behind the plate.
I had to check my notes. I didn't want to think you were wrong, but
I knew it. I wrote it. You only have about 3 names.
I was going to say, I don't get a lot to choose from.
The pitch from Mercer is high. Evens up the count, 1-1. Martins, a junior, .468 batter, 20 runs driven in. She's very good in her OBP, which is .562. And that's hit up the middle, and it's going to be over the head of Sievers. Into the outfield for a base hit, and the leadoff runner is on for the Bulldogs.
Doesn't help. Quinn is one of the smaller players on the team. That's a really well-placed hit there for Riverside to get on the board. So both teams, first batters, get on base.
So Sophia Fenner comes in, the sophomore. .434 at the plate, digs in. That pitch is up and in from Mercer.
.22 RBIs this year for and a .434 hitter. I mean, a really good top of the lineup here, as you expect.
That pitch is high. And give the Riverside fans a base hit, and you give them a lot of energy.
And again, on the Newell-Fonda side. I think they're still sitting next to Newell-Fonda parents.
Yeah. The pitch outside from Mercer.
It also could just be that so many people came here from Riverside that they had to go somewhere. I know a lot of Newell-Fonda faithful out there in center field.
That pitch is a strike. Lacey Patterson down there at third base calling the signals. Her playing career was at Riverside. That one is smacked to center, over the head in center. Patterson is going to wave in the runner. Here comes the throw. It is too late. The throw to third is not in time either. We're tied at 1.
Boy, both these teams just so aggressive in the early portions here. And Coach Patterson, there was no hesitation. I mean, we're just going to keep going. She was able to get almost all the way to, or she did get to third on that, and it just reached over Ellie Seaver's glove. She almost had it. But, man, I like it so far, aggressive softball.
You looking for one of them 12-11 games?
No, not quite, but that is fun.
And that happens on this diamond.
It has.
First pitch to Madison Kelly is low for a ball. 1-1 our score. As you can see the wind blowing a little bit there from center.
It's blown out these first 2 days. I don't think the wind's ever blown in.
Mercer's pitch is swung on and missed by Kelly.
And Kelly's known to put the ball in play, and that's all she really needs to do here, or at least just get it out to a point where she can get the runner home.
That one's hit in the air, playable on the infield, right at first, but the sun kind of tough and battling for Walsh. She makes the grab, one away.
She's not wearing any sunglasses. She's going to go full bore on it. Makes a good grab and can't even think about that runner at third. Just make the play.
As we move past 5:30 here on Tuesday afternoon, the shadows start to lengthen a little bit, but much more of the time that these two teams are used to playing. A lot of those 5 o'clock doubleheaders in softball. Schaefer made a couple of great plays in the circle, trying to get a run to put her team ahead. That pitch is inside, but enough of the plate to catch for a strike.
Riverside's hit 16 homers this year. 6 different players have hit in total 16 homers. You don't really see that a lot, especially for a 1A school. There's power all across this lineup.
Mercer's pitch is swung on and chopped foul as Hinders grabs it and right in front of us and throws it back.
Schaefer, the only freshman on the entire roster. They have a couple 8th graders, but the only true freshman on the team. And like I said, you know, what she does in the circle, it's very impactful.
And that's hit up the middle, and that's going to get down and get a run in. And Riverside scores with Fenner on an RBI single by Peyton Schaefer.
Quinn Seavers kind of being picked on here. That time just went past the outreach of her glove. This time on the ground. She had one go over her head. Just couldn't quite get there. And Riverside just continues to put this ball in play where they need to. Mabry Rice.
Mabry Rice is, yep.
Bound has her down as a 7th grader.
Bound has her a 7th grader?
Yes, it says 7th grader on it. Now that's team input.
Well, with the new state law, I'm not 100% sure if that changed or
yeah,
not.
I don't know.
It might have.
I've never seen it.
Talk to those guys at Bound. You might know a couple of them. The pitch from Mercer bounces up to Summers, or to Summers. Sydney Summers at the bat.
This spot here for Mercer, it's still the first inning. You can't get too far ahead. We've obviously seen it so many times the first couple days that you could settle back in. Game can't be won in the first inning.
Can it be lost, though?
Yeah, you can. But
yeah.
I feel like in general, you can't go in with the attitude that, all right, I'm not going to lose this whole thing right here. I got to stay focused.
The pitch from Mercer. Hit in the air towards right, but foul down the line. Mabry Rice down there at first. She is the courtesy runner for the pitcher, Schaefer. Summers hits it short, thrown past Sievers. Hinder's throw goes wide as Quinn not able to get a hold of it. And now Riverside has runs at the corner on a fielder's choice.
Obviously, you're thinking double play the whole time, and I think that's exactly what Kinsey Hinders was thinking. I can get this to be a double play if I'm quick, and just a little bit low of a throw, and Sievers just wasn't low enough to get it.
So Rice at third, Summers at first. The batter is Ellie Henderson, the senior.
Only senior.
Which means if you're not familiar with Riverside, get that way. You will likely hear Riverside. Now, don't be confused with Highland of Riverside, which plays, I believe, right now.
Right now against Wayne.
That one is slapped. Hinders comes home. The throw comes at the same time, but she's safe. Hinders throw. Kinsey to Miley. And Rice gets under it. Coach Darrow is going to come out and ask. Now she retreats back into the dugout. Coach Darrow says, time, please.
I tell you what, the throw wasn't bad. I mean, if you're thinking in terms of tagging, I mean, it was pretty much in the perfect spot, but obviously either slid under the throw and also her foot wasn't on the base, it seems like, but Riverside's aggressive here early on the base paths.
3-1, Riverside leads. We're still in the first, only one out. And the Riverside fans are feeling fine. Runners at the corner again. Sydney Summers at third. Ellie Henderson's at first. At the plate now is Caden Schnack. 3 hits in this inning for Riverside. Throw down to third. Tag on the cleat. Comes as Summers' right hand is already on the bag, so she's safe.
It's now 96 stolen bases this year for Riverside. Also starting to get the numbers up. Had only missed out on 10 opportunities coming into today.
And that could be one of those things they called on the conference.
Yes.
There. That pitch is out of the zone for ball number 2.
Just need that second out here if you're the Mustangs. You'll feel much better.
That pitch sails out. 3-0.
Schnack's walked 14 times this year. That's tied for second most on the team, so she's the best to have in this situation.
The pitch from Mercer is out of the zone as well. 4-pitch walk to Schnack to load him up. So Summer stays at third. Henderson goes to second. Schnack now at first, and the batter is Lily Reed. The sophomore, 15 runs batted in. Would like to get a couple more here. First pitch right down the middle, belt high strike.
Single machine for what it's worth. 16 out of her 19 hits this year have been singles, and that's really all they could ask for in a situation like this with just one out.
The 0-1 from Mercer. Low. Throw down to third again.
I tell you what, Miley Hinders back behind the plate. She is dead set on getting one of these runners her way, going back to the base paths.
And what already is about to be an outdated reference, a little Yadier Molina-esque. Pitch is a strike. One ball, 2 strikes. Mercer winds and fires. Hit in the air, on the infield, now in foul territory, and a heck of a hard play for Hinders, and it's a foul ball. I said it in the earlier game I had today. Anything hit within 20 feet of the plate It is a challenge, whether it's fair or foul. And that one was going away from Hinders the whole time.
There's so many people yelling. Either you got room or some people will be like, you don't have room. She's able to take that helmet off and just couldn't quite get it underneath it. And the wind's not helping. It's going to carry it a little bit last second, and it carried it away from her glove.
We'll do 1-2 again. And that one just misses. Miley Hinders popped up. She wanted that one.
She's been low for a majority here, at least this half inning, that we can see from our spot.
And some coaches would tell you, I'd rather you miss low than high.
Yeah.
The 2-2 to Reed is a strike 3.
Just jammed her on the inside corner. It was going to be really, really tough for Lily Reed to swing at it and get a good hit that she wanted. Good pitch there.
Now batting for Riverside, number 10, the right fielder, Casey Perkins.
The 9th Bulldog to bat this inning is Casey Perkins. Swings on the first pitch and misses.
231 hitter this year.
She's an old veteran as a sophomore.
On a team like this, yeah.
The 0-1. Inside, I think, yep.
I tell you what, even when there's not a base to go get, the runners are really antsy here on the base paths, just trying to get the catcher to be thrown off.
The 1-1. Misses. I think some in that Newell-Fonda dugout are going, that's a coffee can strike zone. Let's just keep it even. That's all we're asking.
Limit the damage here with bases loaded.
The pitch. That one's inside as well. 3-1. Count runs 2. Summers at third. Henderson at second. Schnack at first. Perkins the batter. Bases loaded. 2 out. The 3-1 is a strike. Throw down to third goes over the head of the third baseman, and now 2 runs are going to score. The throw at the plate, and interference is called, and she's safe. Catcher interference.
Holy cow. There was a lot that just happened right there.
Did I get it all? I
think so.
The throw down to Vanderhoof went over her head.
Hograve
lost
it
and was not quite in place to make the good throw back. Hinders at the plate was Hinderine Henderson. 2-run score. It's 5-1 Riverside. That shot hit well, hit deep, but it's going to stay in the park as Hograve makes a lunge at it to retire the Bulldogs. Not before they get 5 runs on 3 hits. The bigger story, 3 errors. We've played an inning here in Fort Dodge. 5-1 Riverside on the digital network powered by Mid-American Energy.
Different people have different needs, so Delta Dental of Iowa has affordable dental and vision coverage that meets you where you are. Small business on a budget? We have options with no employer costs. Traditional Medicare plans don't cover dental, but we do. And if you can't get benefits at work, you can buy direct from us. Plus, we give back to local communities, so you help make an impact. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, for your community.
Top of the second now at the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Softball Tournament quarterfinals. Well, if you missed the first inning, go back in the stream, watch it. But let me just quickly recap. Hit, hit, air, air, hit, hit, strike, strike, hit, hit, hit. Run, run, run.
Well,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Single, double, fly out. Single, fielder's choice, walk, strike out, fly out. That's good enough for 5 runs. And now Newell-Fonda will sing Cameron Perman, Michaela Hansen, and J.C. Vanderhoof up to the plate. Vanderhoff.
I need to go find Iowa Central's softball stats this past year and figure out if they scored a lot of runs on this field. There might be something in the dirt.
The old voodoo spirits?
It's possible. I mean, you've said it. This last game, Southeast Polk, Cedar Falls.
Well, this is also the field, Prairie City, Monroe, and West Liberty. 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th for a walk-off win.
somewhat unofficial inside the park home run type winner.
I believe we have an illegal pitch conversation. I don't know if that's a warning, but coming in to discuss quickly is Tom Sullivan.
Home plate umpire having a chat here with Sophia here behind the dish, just letting her know.
1 ball, no strikes to Cameron Perman. That pitch is up from Schaefer.
I tell you what, I mean, Peyton's got a lot of speed on her pitches for a freshman, and she's already beaten the school record for wins in a season. She might just keep trying to challenge herself as she gets older.
That's a good pitch right there. The bottom fell out of that one. Coach calls her a phenom in the circle. Schaefer winds and fires. Fouled back to the right side to even the count at 2-2.
And if you're Riverside, I mean, you want to get right back on offense. I mean, you still feel like that momentum can keep rolling here.
That one's punched to the right side. Couple of hops to Martins to her left. Throws over to Kelly for the out.
Phenomenal play by Martins. Originally played catcher. Kind of had a couple issues with her arm. They move her up to second base, and boy, she has just adapted perfectly. And a really nice play on the hop there.
It's Michaela Hansen now for Newell-Fonda. That pitch breaks back over the plate. Good movement there by Schaefer. Hansen, a freshman, the designated player.
Only making her 21st start of the season and 29th game played total in 36 they've played so far, so somewhat familiar with the starting lineup.
And I think her and I think everybody else who was there that day on that 37-1 win that Newell-Fonda had back on 7-2. When I saw that score on Bound, that one jumped out at me. I've seen some 20s. I don't remember 30s, but 37.
The box score was even crazier because it was 1-0 after the first inning.
Yeah.
So you thought, all right. And then the floodgates opened.
Well, that is the phrase of the summer this year when it comes to weather.
Yeah. A lot of field flooding, unfortunately, around here on my drive up.
The pitch to Hansen. Catches the plate. Strike 1. Yeah, don't look there too closely to the north of the field there, Blake. Those clouds with their tops popped off.
A couple thunderheads up there having fun.
That one's hit to the right into the area where the Fort Dodge Parks and Rec grounds crew will hang out between games. Big shout out to them and their work that they do. They turn these fields in about 15 minutes. From one game to another, they get a little bit of water, get a little of chalk, get everybody ready to go. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike. That must have been an illegal pitch. So 3-1 is your count, and that one is a strike. So now it's 2 strikes, but it's 3 balls, 2 strikes to Hansen.
And obviously for Schaefer, we don't know what's happened in the regular season, but has this been a thing where illegal pitches have been called?
And that one is low for ball 4. First walk of the game issued by Schaefer, and it is to Michaela Hansen. And now we're going to have a runner. And it is going to be Quinn Sievers. So when you have the flex DP situation, right? You can run.
Good spot here for Vanderhoff with just 1 out down. See how aggressive they get on the stolen base side.
First pitch, a ball. Hinder stays, or Hansen, I'll get it right. Seaver stays. I'm looking at Michaela Hansen's card here. J.C. Vanderhoof is Vanderhoff is your batter right now. I'll get it all straightened away here. The
Like I said, it's pretty much the same names, kind of
I know,
over and
I
over
know,
again.
I know. And
I should have just gone back and watched basketball tape, honestly. That's probably what we should have done. Go watch some Newell-Fonda basketball highlights.
3-0 is a strike. Vanderhoff, a senior. She was an 8th grader on the 21 state championship Newell-Fonda softball team, looking to relive that. But they're in a hole 5-1, and now she is facing a 3-2 count as Schaefer comes back with back-to-back strikes.
What a weird timeline. I mean, they win the title in 2021. They're coming off a 2-year absence, and now they're back here.
That pitch is high, and it's back-to-back walks issued to the Mustangs with 1 out.
We're going to have a chat here in the circle.
So Miley Hinders will bat now for Newell-Fonda. Hinders, 280 hitter, 16 runs batted in. Sometimes players, the best thing you can do is move the line along, move the runners up, extend the line. It doesn't always have to be a hero hit, does it, Blake?
Yeah, absolutely, and especially as a 9 hitter, you know, her whole thought process is if I can just keep it rolling, I'm doing my job. And with 1 out down and a runner on second, you can still try to get into third and set yourself up with 2 outs down at the top of batting order. So this is a big spot here for Miley.
So Miley Hinders at the bat, her sister Kinsey on deck. 1 away here, top of the second, 5-1 Riverside, the pitch. That one's fouled back into the net. Riverside, they are in their 4th state tournament, first since 09. 96, 98, 09, and now 25. The pitch. He gets away from the catcher, Fenner, and the runners now move up. So now the situation's a little different.
Yeah, now that sac fly could bring a run home, so definitely not a terrible spot here for Miley. She has 6 sacrifices on the year.
Quinn Sievers at third, Vanderhoff at second, Miley Hinders at the plate. The 1-1 is a strike. Knee-high pitch right there, good-looking one.
And it's a great response by Schaefer and a good chance for Fenner to kind of compose herself. This is a hard backstop here at state tournament. You really got to go for it.
The pitch hit in the air, foul and out of play. Newell-Fonda, their 15th state title, or state tournament appearance. And they're really all in the 2000s. 2005, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 25. Popped up on the infield, drifting out, and it's going to be dropped. No infield fly rule was called that I could see. I saw no hand gestures from the umpiring crew, so I don't know if Martins thought the infield fly was on. It kept drifting. So a run scores. Vanderhoff stays at second. Seaver scores.
And the wind's not being kind. I mean, I think that thing just kind of carried just a little bit too far for Martins. And also she's looking up. That sun's catching her here on the right side of her face, looking that way. So I think that was just a tough spot for her to go and get it.
And I think we have a courtesy runner here. And that one's hit to right and right at the right fielder, though. Perkins throws, doubles off the runner at second, as a base running mistake likely caused, well, it did cause the end of the inning, but it might have changed the momentum of this contest. However, Newell-Fonda gets a run across. They leave one. We've played 2 innings, 5-2. Or we go to the bottom of the second, 5-2, Newell-Fonda. Riverside.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Riverside leads against Newell-Fonda. Riverside is the Bulldogs. They are batting in the bottom of the second. Did I correct everything there?
I think you got it for the most part, yeah.
Some days, Blake. All right, Riverside, 5 runs. They bat around in that inning. They give up a run right there. This game is far from over, Blake.
Yeah.
But why is it not over?
I think it's just because we've seen a lot of power from both these two teams so far, and you know, you look at Newell-Fonda, 3 errors. You take those 3 errors off the board. You take a base running error off the board there. I mean, we're still probably on Newell-Fonda's side hitting, so they're showing, both teams have shown a lot of poise to be able to get this thing done, and we got a long way to go.
First pitch from Mercer is a down the middle strike to Adeline Martins, who led off the game with a single all the way back in the bottom of the first. Back-to-back strikes from Mercer.
Made a great play there at second base, so she's got to be feeling pretty good here coming to the hitting side.
That one bounces up for a ball.
She's had a couple of those here so far. I can guarantee those arms are going to be quite wet. I mean, the heat's going to do it to you with the sweat.
The 1-2 is swung on and missed. And Newell-Fonda already ahead of last inning. They get the first out with the first batter.
Such a good pitcher. I mean, her off speed is just really, really good and able to bounce back from a ball in the dirt like that. I don't know if we mentioned it, but she's enlisted in the Army here after high school, so really cool to see for Anna Mercer.
She's probably thinking boot camp or basic training is going to be a lot easier than the heat today.
Yeah.
Or easier than a basketball practice
yeah.
or a softball practice.
Absolutely.
1-0 pitch to Sophia Fenner. The sophomore batting .434. Talked about you talked about it a little bit in the last inning, how she took over catching duties.
Had never even thought about catching before this year.
And that's not the first time that we've heard that story. No. That occasionally that happens. They're like, you're great at third, but we need you to catch. Okay. The 3-0 is inside, and it's another walk issued.
I think nowadays more players just play more positions. I just think it's becoming the norm, and I can go play anywhere. I can go play in left. I can go play in third base, first base. It doesn't really matter, but I think that's just kind of how these girls are being brought up.
That pitch is a ball to Madison Kelly.
46 RBIs, leads the team, also leads the team in home runs.
Mercer up the middle, base hit. Quick throw into second, nowhere to go. And now it'll be runners at the corner as Madison Kelly goes just past Mercer's glove, past the bag, into center, base hit.
And Fenner was not even thinking about just going to second. Her mind the whole time was, I'm going to go to third. There's no way they can get me, and now you got runners at the corners here with just 1 out.
So Riverside looking to add to it. Peyton Schaefer had a single over the head of center her last trip. Change up. Comes in there at the strike. Walking down basically is Madison Kelly. So now the force is off. First is open. The 2 runners are now in scoring position for Riverside. The pitch. Popped up just behind Hinders, and that's going to land. Just didn't have enough air under it to hang up for Kinsey to run and get it. Kind of a looping hit.
And Riverside's just been able to kind of plop those down in those spots. I mean, just shallow center field and right field, and even in left field. It's just kind of been their spots here today, and it's working out.
Schaefer will be courtesy ran for by Mabry Rice. So Schaefer goes back into the dugout to collect her thoughts, wipe this by the sweat, and that is an IMT substitution. Be worry-free with IMTINS.com. 6-2 Riverside. They lead Newell-Fonda here in the bottom of the second.
Scoring early, scoring often. No better way to do it for your first state tournament since 2009.
And that's hit up the middle for a base hit. Sievers grabs it, throws to the plate. Here's the tag. That gets her. Got her on the arm. Kelly can't believe it. She thought she touched the plate.
For sure she was safe, and she was able to get under it. You had to think Newell-Fonda was going to get them once. They've been so aggressive so far, but that time we're able to do it.
The throw home. You might have showed the replay, and I missed it. Sorry about that. Go back and watch that one again. That was a nice play. Summers gets the single. Schaefer's runner, which is Rice, is at third. And now there's 2 away. And that's back to the pitcher. Mercer throws over to first to Walsh to end the threat. Not before. Riverside gets another run. Bulldogs lead 6-2 as we go to the top of the third. This is the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Softball Quarterfinal on the digital network, which is powered by Mid-American Energy.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, an Iowa farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. As proud title sponsor of the state softball tournament, the Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to creating a vibrant future for Iowa through partnerships and programs that help cultivate individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. Making it to the state tournament is a great accomplishment that takes a lot of support. That's why we provide millions of dollars in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence. The well-being of Iowa students is also very important to Farm Bureau. That's why we provide concussion insurance coverage at no cost for all students in grades 9 through 12 who participate in a sanctioned sport. As just one of only 7 states to provide this coverage, it's just another way we're striving to support Iowa's outstanding young leaders. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau, congratulations to all the players and coaches on an outstanding season, and good luck in the tournament.
Riverside adds a tally, as did Newell-Fonda in the second. 2-2-3 for the Mustangs, 6-5-1 for the Bulldogs. All right, Blake Walker, 2 innings in. What are you thinking?
I think both these teams offensively are very even, but one team is taking advantage on the base paths, and one team has still just made a couple more errors on the base paths. I mean, again, I go back to that last half inning for Newell-Fonda offensively. I think if that runner just stays and doesn't not tag up, I think we got a whole different ball game. But I will say, Peyton Schaefer has pitched really well up to this point. Just 2 hits given up.
Riley Hograve, Anna Mercer, and Ellie Sievers due up for the Mustangs. That hit is to right. It's going to get down, and a good job of cutting that off is Perkins and right to keep that to a single.
Well, she's got a pretty good arm to get that second, too. So, I mean, that's pretty well done there.
Either way, it's a base hit, though, just not an extra base hit.
Ellie Sievers just came out of the bullpen from warming up for Newell-Fonda, worth noting.
Sometimes coaches do that, whether it's that you're going to go to her or just, hey, I might go to you. Why don't you go throw? It's probably been 2 hours or an hour since you've done it.
Yeah.
First pitch to Mercer is a ball.
Fortunately for Newell-Fonda, their dugout is in the sun, while Riverside gets to be in the shade, so can't be fun sitting there too often.
That one's hit well to right. That's going to get down into the gap off the sign in right center. And being held at third is Hograve. Mercer with a double here in the third. Runners aboard. Newell-Fonda cooking right now.
I don't think it's a bad idea to hold at third. I think obviously your bats are starting to roll. They've maybe found something here up against Schaefer, and why risk it? Why grab an out and try to go home? Set yourself up for a big play upcoming here, and here come the bats of Newell-Fonda.
So Quinn Sievers will run for Mercer, I believe, right? Did I see her come out, or is it still Mercer?
So
Well hit again. No, Mercer's going to stay. That's going to be popped up and caught on the infield by Schnack. The batter was Ellie Sievers. That's the Sievers I heard over the PA.
Ellie frustrated with herself on that one. That one just really early out in front of it, which gave the ability to lob it over, and a good play by Schnack.
So one away for Josie Walsh. That one comes in and low at the shoestrings.
Third most RBIs on the team for Walsh, so she'd like to maybe take that second mantle if she can get a couple here.
Fouled back between us. 6-2 Riverside. Riverside in navy and white. The Mustangs of Newell-Fonda in blue and white. That pitch is low again.
The gold belt and the gold socks are a really good match with the blue for the Bulldogs.
If you didn't know any better and you squint real hard there, you'd see Riverside and it almost looks like Regals, like the old Iowa City Regina uniforms from a few years ago.
Honestly does.
That pitch is chopped up past the plate, or past the circle. It's going to get a run home. So Walsh drives in a run to make it 6-3.
He'll take it. I mean, that's a little bit of a small ball type that really wasn't intentional. You would have preferred a better hit, but you'll get at least one back, gets it back within 3, and now you got a runner on third. You just need one good base hit.
So Hograve scores, and it's Cameron Perman. That pitch gets away, and we're going to get another run home for Newell-Fonda. Mercer scampers in, and it's a 6-4 game on the wild pitch.
It's just been slight mistakes that have led to a lot of runs here today, whether that be a wild pitch, whether that be just a wild throw. And just like that, you're back within 2, and Newell-Fonda's rolling here a little bit.
That one is swung through. Kind of pulled her head out, did Perman. She looks down to Coach Darrow for a sign, and now I think we're going to have a... There was a warning, I think, issued.
Yes.
I was like, what? That's not really a place to have a conference, but okay. 2 balls and no strikes for Schaefer. The pitch is a strike.
Just barely catching that outside corner. She hasn't really gone out here to this far side away from the batter here. And she also hasn't kept things very high.
The 2-1 coming. Chopped up the middle, through the diving middle. Able to knock it down with Schnack to keep it from going into center. It ping-ponged over to second to Martins. Would not have been anything more to center, but still, chance to get dirty for Schnack. Great effort there to lay out. That's what you do in the state tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you said it. It probably just would have been a single no matter what, but really good effort by Caden to go after it and try to go get it. And now her number's almost not readable on the front of her jersey because she's got so much dirt on top of it, but really great effort.
And a substitution here. We're going to see, I think, Quinn Sievers bat.
Yep.
The 8th grader is going to come up on an IMT-INS insurance substitution. That ball is fair. It barely got out of the batter's box.
Kind of settled itself in the dirt.
It just spun and spun and spun right there, and just not a way to buy another second or two as we get another couple of runs for Newell-Fonda. They cut into this lead 6-4 here from state softball.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Riverside 6, Newell-Fonda 4 here in the Class 1A quarterfinal. So we go to the bottom of the third. This is 1A, so that means the other games in 1A. Highland and Wayne, Newell-Fonda and Riverside is the game you're watching. Newman and Clarksville, and Fort Dodge, St. Ed's, and Wapsie Valley. That's your 1A slate. As Highland and Wayne are on the other feed.
5-3. Wayne leads over Highland in the bottom of the 4th. Wayne's got 2 on base.
And Wayne is the 1 seed. Highland from the Iowa City area, from the actual town of Riverside. So I always get feedback from the people in my house of, where's that from? Where's that town? So just clearing that up right now.
Wayne has been a great team all year. They've been the #1 team. Clarksville slipped into the 1 spot a little bit. I think Wayne lost to actually an upper class opponent, and Clarksville slipped ahead, and then
that pitch is low to Caden Schnack. And I think she was able to brush a little bit of dirt off that jersey.
she's probably glad she hasn't had to really swing here. She's probably a little tired from the plays she's been doing out in the outfield.
That pitch is high, and that's a ball 4, and that's a walk to Schnack. And, you know, this is the tournament that is brought to you by Farm Bureau, and they make it possible. They're in all of your communities, and they are very proud to be a part of this tournament. They are the sole title sponsor. They honor both academic and athletic excellence, helping to nurture the next generation of Iowa leaders. Riverside leads Newell-Fonda. Snap throw to first, and that was a lot closer than I think Schnack thought it was going to be. She even smiles. You can see the big grin.
It's always the player that gets back and is laughing, and the coach is just frowning and says, that should not happen.
Lily Reed at the plate. Mercer's pitch is low, 2-0.
That's 6 straight balls here for Mercer. Just trying to get something back in play here.
And that pitch misses.
Just a little high. Try not to go back-to-back walks on 8 pitches.
The pitch to Lily Reed is low. Back-to-back walks issued by Mercer. Put 2 aboard here in the 3rd. And Courtney Darrow quickly out of the dugout to go have a conversation.
How about Coach Darrow? 200 wins already. It's come by quick, and just going to keep on rolling through. 209 right now.
Nice thing for her is she gets to come home. She's from Fort Dodge. She qualified with Fort Dodge her freshman and sophomore years. Actually played at Iowa Central and Morningside. They made it to nationals in softball for 3 years that she played. 1 at Iowa Central and 2 at Morningside. Her assistant this year, Bo Darrow, her husband. Bo, who used to be the head baseball coach for 10 years, now always on the standby. Courtney, set to give birth here soon. Also an assistant on the girls' basketball team. Always nice to see Courtney in Des Moines at the state basketball tournament. We'll see if we see her next year at the KC Center. Huh?
Yeah,
no mistake
there. There you go.
And we're going to have a pitching change is what that was all about. Ellie Sievers comes in on this IMT INS insurance substitution. Be worry-free with IMT INS. Ellie Sievers. So now we have 2 freshmen pitching. Ellie comes in to this contest, and she is no stranger to pitching. 39 2/3 innings pitched. She's given up 15 earned runs, a 2.65 ERA. She is 6-3. She's walked 25 and struck out 28. So Ellie Sievers now comes in from center, and now gives a different look to Riverside as Mercer will be responsible for the 2 runners on base. She's given up 6 so far and 6 hits.
10th appearance overall here for Ellie. Like you said, started the 6 games. 39 innings pitched and only 15 earned runs against her, so got some work to do here, though. No outs and 2 on.
First pitch ripped, foul. Look out, Lacey Patterson.
Had to get out of the way there. You know, I think it's always a feel-good story for these teams. Riverside started the season unranked. I think a lot of teams see that, and they're like, oh, so you didn't want to rank us, and then they make it here to the state tournament. It's a big deal for them. And, boy, it's been a season of records. Home run, doubles, triples, runs, and RBIs. I mean, this is a historic team. And based off the youth they have, they're probably just going to keep breaking those records.
And that is a youthful swing. Foul down the third base line. Sometimes you just don't know what you don't know. And Riverside, they're like, not ranked, that's fine. We'll make it. We'll be fine. That's a nice pitch from Severs. Gets the called strike. And that's the first out of the Riverside third.
What a good first batter to see. I mean, I think that was a really good way to respond for Severs and try to get another one here. Eliminate a sacrifice opportunity.
And that pitch is a strike to Martins. Let's see, so Riverside played West Monona, who lost in the earlier round today. Esterville Lincoln Central. That one's hit, and that's going to get down for a hit, and slipping is the left fielder. Here comes the throw to third, wide of third. It's going to get by, and another run's going to score. And now Newell-Fonda throwing the ball around a little bit, and that opens the door for Riverside to score another run.
I don't know if we caught it on our camera, but so the ball went wide at third, and Patterson said, no, don't go, and then the runner went, and she just kind of threw her arms up and said, oh, well. If she makes it, she makes it. She does. And, I mean, I swear half the times they're just blowing through these stop signs and says, nah, we can do it. We can score.
Schnack and Reed score. Perkins with a hit. Sounded good off the bat for Perkins. She's at second. 8-4 now is your score here in the third. Offense aplenty in this one, Blake. That one swung on and hit to Hinders. Across the diamond to first. Gets the out. Walsh goes down to get it. Makes a nice play there.
I think the infield needed that play to happen. They just needed to see one of their just, 1-2 quick throws, come across all your routine plays, make it routine, and finally see one work. And now you got 2 outs. You can try to keep this thing at a 4-run game.
Madison Kelly, single back in the second, popped up in the first. She's 1 of 2 and bats here in the third. Ground ball smothered. A whole lot of dirt goes with it with Hinders. Kinsey makes the throw over to Walsh again. She makes back-to-back putouts, and that is how we end the third inning. When we come back, it'll be in just a tiny little bit as we are going to have, I believe, a hydration break that we have had today. So this will be an extended commercial break, but we will be back with the fourth in a moment. You're watching the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Unit Digital Network, which is powered by Mid-American Energy.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/wecare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
SWIC is a community. Southwestern Community College is a place in rural southwest Iowa where students from across the world come to be a part of a tight-knit family, Spartan Nation, where they study, train, grow, thrive, and are called by name, not by number. At SWIC,
We're in the middle of our hydration break, the first of a couple to come. I don't know if we'll do this for the last game, but we are at, let's see here, I wanted to check the temperature because it was 88 at first pitch. We have cooled down to 86, and it feels like 95. It was 102 before the game started.
Yep.
And let's take a look at the traffic and weather together. Those are thunderstorms we are seeing between Estherville and Algona and Forest City, and then south of Mason City, and another triple cluster at Charles City. And those are all staying up there and going away from us.
Yes.
Earlier today, there was some rain in central Iowa. We're seeing some near Leon, Centerville, Bloomfield, south of Ottumwa. None in Oakland. They're clear over there.
A couple storms starting to work their way in past Lamoni and whatnot, but they should not come here. I think we're going to be okay for the rest of the evening. And if you're coming here tomorrow, it's going to be hot again.
Hotter,
yeah. So stay hydrated.
All right, so we are in 1A right now. Riverside, as we recap, Riverside has scored 5. And then another one. And then another one. And another one. They've kind of made this thing interesting. So they lead 8-4. Newell-Fonda has scored in the first, second, and third. They're trying to bat here in the fourth. I don't know, Blake, when you look at this 1A field, again, it's always hard to say. I think it is extremely hard to rank in 1A in any sport right now just because of activities that some competition is different, some records look different.
Yep.
Wayne is the 1 seed. They were 25-2. Riverside, the 4 seed, 24-3. Newell-Fonda 24-11, Newman 24-5, and Wapsie Valley 29-4. The interesting thing, Wapsie Valley making it to the state tournament for the first time since 1977.
Yeah, partying. I mean,
Oh, you don't know it? You don't know where they're all? You know where all the schools, all the towns in Wapsie Valley?
I think you've quizzed me on this before, and
I have to admit, no, this
right.
one I haven't asked because we haven't seen Wapsie Valley here at softball, and we haven't seen them in basketball.
No.
So the school is west of Fairbank, south of Reedland, and I've got one more that just left my brain.
I tell you what, you talk about the 1A field. I think that Wapsie Valley St. Edmund game, either of those two teams could go on a run. I mean, I think St. Edmund has the star power with Mariah Myers. And then I think, Wapsie Valley with the Burr sisters, I think they're phenomenal as well. So, yeah, I was trying to look it up. 1977, what was going on in 77. Star Wars came out. That was a big deal. Would softball have been in spring or summer?
Well, it's
or was it fall? It was fall. Yeah, it was fall softball.
They had fall and summer.
Yeah.
They did too. Yeah.
I just couldn't go back and find that deep in the history books there.
8-4 Riverside leads here as we start in the fourth. J.C. Vanderhoff, Miley Hinders, and Kinsey Hinders scheduled to bat for the Mustangs. Sun is all out now. That pitch goes out of the zone from Schaefer.
See if it catches us as it kind of comes down and heats up the equipment a little bit.
It does. It will.
Because it heated up your thermometer.
Yeah, not supposed to put the thermometer in the direct sun,
Unfortunately,
Blake.
yeah. When I saw it get up to 96, I'm like,
I don't think it's that warm.
Well.
Yeah. As we approach 6:30 here on Tuesday night. Hit, foul, and out of play.
Well, I don't know. Were you here last night? The sunset and the clouds. Oh, it was beautiful.
I wasn't, but I think I heard you guys talking about it. I did
was,
listen to your Wallert broadcast.
It was gorgeous.
This place can give you some outstanding views on a summer night. That one's fouled back right above Blake's head, and it'll stay the count even at a full count at 3-2.
Nice job by Schaefer here to kind of fight back. I don't know, it's been a while since I feel like we've had a first batter, first out. I feel like most of our first batters here in these half innings have gotten on.
That one's popped foul again and out of play. Back towards the Consolation Diamonds.
I believe it's still the thing this year. If you take a foul ball back, you get candy. I think that's the what I heard. Somebody told me that. I don't know if that's still true.
It is at some places, the 3-2. Inside, ball 4. Vanderhoff draws another walk.
Came in with just 10. So racking them up here.
So we are going to have a pinch runner here because Vanderhoff is the third base. So Paige Erickson to come in and run.
She has only attempted to steal 1 base this year, and she did it. We'll see if she does it again.
So Paige Erickson down at first. Miley Hinders at the plate, shows bunt. Gets it down, but it goes foul towards the third base dugout. (1977). Yeah, we were playing a lot of fall softball. Laura Leonard can tell us about 1977 a little more. I don't even think she was in high school yet in 77. That pitch is low. They throw down to second. And Peterson, Erickson dives back in under the tag. If that ball doesn't get away, that would have been a much tougher call down at first. They might have got her.
And that would have been the second time they'd had a base running error. So, I mean, they got to tighten that up here on the base pads because they're just kind of costing themselves a couple opportunities. Luckily, we're able to hold things off there.
Schaefer's pitch. Bunt shown. Pulling and back is Hinders. And right now, Schaefer is challenging Miley. If you want to bunt it, you got to earn it. But sometimes that gets you in trouble. The 2-1 pitch coming to Hinders. A bunt, again, bunt shown. Pops it up. Caught. Throw down to first is not completed, just threatened. And Hinders is out. Nice play, Sophia Fenner.
Can't be a better feeling for a pitcher and a catcher than a situation just like that, where it pops right up. You'll take that every day if you're a Riverside fan, and you get that one big out down.
And now the player with the broken thumb, Kinsey Hinders. Swings through the first one. That throw down to second. And hold on. Hinders never left the batter's box.
Stayed in the box. She just kind of stood up. She's a taller person. I think that's what she's kind of saying to Courtney is that I didn't move.
They're going to send the runner back. So they will call batter interference on that.
And Courtney, Kinsey, the only thing that you can even tell about her thumb, she's got it just wrapped on the edge. She doesn't have a fingernail right now. That's really all that's left in the healing process. But
so they'll take the strike off the board, and it'll be a 1-0 count. You got all that?
Yeah,
I think so. Pitch to Hinders, swing and a miss.
You wondered, when Fenner got up and.
But now wait a minute, it cannot be a batter interference because that would have they made it a ball.
Yeah,
then it wouldn't have been a ball. So I'm gonna have to. I'll find out. Sorry, I just realized I had to think that through. The pitch is punched to right. That's gonna get through for a hit. Erickson being waved to third. She's gonna be waved home, I would assume. Hinders chugging for third. She's gonna make it. Let's see if she goes home. She stays on the bag with a triple, and that ignites the Mustang bench.
Paul, that ball went to the farthest far right corner of the field you could get. I mean, pretty much in the pocket over there in right field. And then it was just a matter if Casey Perkins could get it back to midfield, and the throw was a little off, and Newell-Fonda will take it ever so surely.
So Erickson scores. Hinders goes to third, 1 out here.
She's got her sliding glove on.
And it's not on the hand, I think, that has the
broken
thumb.
I don't think so.
You would think that's what she would do. All right, Riley Hografe. Reached on an error.
Illegal pitch.
And a single. Illegal pitch called. That one comes inside. 2-0.
15 RBIs on the year for Riley.
Holgrave in that 2 spot. Coach says she sets the table. You're asked to do a lot of things right there. And I'm guessing there's been a lot of times that Holgrave's been at the plate and Hinders has been on base. I'm just going to take a wild guess.
Yeah, it's a nice 1-2 punch there. And I mean, Riley's got speed of her own, so if she can put this into play, don't be surprised if she tries to leg one out for a double. She's got 20 or 7 of them on the year.
Nice pitch by Schaefer. Wow, that move started in and tailed out. Oh, what action on that to go up to even it up at 2-2. 8-5 our score. The Bulldogs lead here in the 4th, but man, it is interesting. Nary a dull moment in this one.
It really hasn't. I mean, constant action.
The 3-2. Hit in the air, right behind second, going up to grab it. Throw back to third. Schnack to Summers. Hinders back, and there's one away.
I thought for sure she might actually take off because Schnack kind of slid in the dirt. I thought she was going to lose her footing, but was able to recover, and Hinders stays back on first.
So Hinders at third. Now Anna Mercer with 2 outs.
And you know Anna would like to get something going out here after the pitching side.
Ground ball, short. Schnack up with it. Not in time, not a chance to throw anywhere. She was just trying to keep that one in. Kinsey Hinders scores, and it's another run for Newell-Fonda. They cut it to a 2-run deficit now. Riverside still leads 8-6.
And give credit to Caden Schnack. She didn't really try anything too extra. She knew she wasn't going to make a play, just decided to sit on it. You give up the run.
That pitch, Mercer goes down to second, steals the bag, and she's in scoring position on the first pitch.
And I bet they try to get real aggressive and try to get this thing to third as well.
Ellie Sievers at the plate, 1-0 count. That pitch is punched to center, but right at Ellie Henderson. Sievers put a charge in it on a line, and Sievers out on another line drive, but not before. The Mustangs push another couple across. They trail 8-6. You're watching the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
I may have to ask one of the umpiring supervisors for a little clarification, but we think we've had 3 illegal pitches in this contest. And, you know, each year there's a different focus, but I did not see the most recent illegal pitch to see what happened there, but it was called, and we go to the bottom of the 4th, 8-6. Riverside with the lead, now in the bat. Blake Walker, Paul Yeager with you here. Class 1A, the smallest class, semifinals tomorrow, and the finals on Friday night. So they get the day winner of this game. If they would win and get to the state title game, they get a day off. Schaefer, Summers, and Henderson due up for the Bulldogs. Both these teams want to play in the finals on Friday night on Iowa PBS.
That's always my favorite. I love tuning into those championships.
You mean the ones with Brad and Allie?
Well, I mean,
ground
all
ball.
of them.
Hinders backhands it, double clutches, throws, still gets the runner. That's just a rocket of an arm.
Yeah,
Schaefer is out, Hinders to Walsh.
That was really nicely done by Kinsey, and Good strong arm all the way back. We saw that, but she was going up for rebounds and was unbelievable this year at the state basketball tournament.
I will tell you, Kinsey Hinders and I had one of the longest conversations I've had with a player after one of their basketball games this year at state. And I just asked her about a tattoo that was on her arm, and it's in memory of her sister who had died suddenly last year. And I had to apologize to Kinsey's mother. I just said, hey, I did not mean to make her cry. And she said, no, it's just been an emotional time. And, I said, Kinsey, that is not something that you should have to deal with at 17, 18 years old. And she says, yeah, it's just been a tough thing, but we just go one day at a time. And, that's the beauty of this, Blake, and you know it too, is a swing and a miss right there, and Summers is out on 3 pitches. These girls, they're the girls down the street. They're your neighbors. They're still 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, having fun with their friends, getting dirty, diving for softballs. They play a lot of games. It's just fun to see, what bonds players.
It is, and I think the statement, once an Iowa girl, always an Iowa girl, I think it rings true in those scenarios and every time, and it's just really cool to see that night in and night out. And I think you and I both had a chance to call a game with Addie Wells, Brad's daughter, and I think I brought that up as well, and she says, I just missed the game, and softball's fun. And I'm like, well, it is true then. Once an Iowa girl, always an Iowa girl.
Hit in the air. That could get down, and it does, right in front of Sievers, who was playing a little deeper to get that one. She wasn't deeper than normal, just Henderson found the right spot and gets a 2-out single.
That looked like it came off the cork of the bat. I mean, that was just a really weird spot, and it ended up working out for her. And again, Paul, Riverside's just dropping them in those little spots.
Henderson down at first on that hit, and that'll make way for Caden Schnack. Throw down to second is kicked by the runner. Gets away from Sievers and Hinders.
And for Newell-Fonda, if you can just get out of here without giving up a run, they have not. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, they've got to try to buckle down here. And then the way the offense is rolling, you feel like they can have a chance to tie it back up, but they cannot give up any runs.
Ellie Sievers throws. That one goes high. Schnack, a couple of home runs. Boy, that'd be big right here. And Sievers, the ball gets away, goes off Hinders' mask, scoots away to the on-deck circle. The ball just kept spinning and spinning. And now another run is down the line at third base.
Need a base hit to bring it home, or, I mean, he said it, a wild pitch. Seen a wild pitch score one already for Newell-Fonda.
Hit down the line to third into left field. It goes off the wall. A run is in, and Caden Schnack smacks it and gets an RBI double.
That thing was so fast off the bat. Really good exit velo. That Vanderhoff just didn't have enough time to react, and that thing went all the way to the wall.
And that is a Channel Seeds extra base hit. Thanks to Channel Seeds for making our coverage possible. You can rise up your game and rise to the challenge. Learn more at channel.com/rise.
You'd think we'd have these sponsors memorized, but we don't.
Oh, no, I usually have to write it out on a third card. The 1-0. Hit again left field. That's going to get another run home. And that's going to again go to the 200 sign in left field. Chasing it down is Hograve. Back-to-back doubles for the Bulldogs. Lily Reed with an RBI.
We don't have the technology to put a chip in the ball and see exactly where the base path goes, but I tell you what, that might have followed the exact same path and it hit the exact same spot in the fence. And Riley Hograve's got to be thinking, my goodness, we're down with 2 outs, and now I've had 2 come right back to me.
10-6 now is your score. As Riverside gets a couple more added to their half of the scoreboard. First two were a ground ball and a strikeout, and then it's just been extra base hits after that. Single, double, double.
What a pitch by Ellie Sievers. We shouldn't be surprised, though. Riverside comes in averaging just over 9 runs per game, so.
The pitch is popped up a mile high on the infield. Hinders camps under it, takes a couple of steps back, makes the grab. We've played 4. Riverside leads Newell-Fonda 10-6. This is the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Digital Network, which is powered by Mid-American Energy.
This is you. And you are why we do what we do. Each and every one of you are wonderful, amazing people. So we'll treat you that way on your journey of trusted care. Because the way you, and you feel matters. Unity Point Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
All right, Blake Walker, did you get your water break?
I did. I had to make sure I put them in the shade because, again, like your thermometer, probably shouldn't be leaving that out in the sun.
90 degrees is what it feels like underneath here. Feels a little hotter in that Newell-Fonda dugout as they are in the sun and they trail 10-6. In this contest, Blake, we've seen good hitting. We've seen a couple of good defensive plays. What do you think of the pitching?
I think, pitching-wise, they've had their moments. We've had really good pitches. We've had a couple strikeouts on both sides of the ball. And, I think the catcher's a little bit tougher of time. We've had a couple balls go back to the backstops. But I think overall your pitching is about what you expect in a game like this of two very significant offenses. Both teams came in averaging, only giving up 3 runs per contest. You knew that probably wasn't going to hold. So I think it was just a matter of endurance more than – I'm going to strike out 12 girls and get out of here with nothing.
The winner of this contest will move to the 7 o'clock semifinal on Wednesday night. And the other half of that bracket, Mason City, Newman, and Clarksville, and then Fort Dodge, St. Ed's, and Wapsie Valley. You talked a little bit about St. Ed's there just a couple of minutes ago, and one of their great hitters is someone who's really good. Gatorade Player of the Year, right?
So good. She's walked 55 times this year, and a majority of those are intentional walks.
And then in this 1A game with Newell-Fonda here, as Riverside makes their way back out, who feels a little bit of pressure right now, Blake?
I think on the side for Newell-Fonda, I think unfortunately it drops on the shoulders of the freshman Ellie Sievers. I think obviously she's had a couple really good at-bats, and I think if she can just keep that rolling, maybe get a couple strikeouts and help the infield out a little bit, because it has been a tough day for the infield. I mean, 4 errors overall, a lot of wide throws. If, you can just keep it between the pitcher and the catcher, I think you set yourself up pretty well and give yourself a couple chances here.
Hard to win any game when you commit 4 errors, let alone at the state tournament.
Absolutely. And we've seen teams, come close, but it's always the errors that you circle on that box score, and those are the ones when you go home, if you lose, you circle that, you say, well, we lost, and there's probably a big reason for it. Obviously, everybody will play 2 games here at least with the consolations, and then next year, 2 games that matter.
Oof.
Buckle up.
I have no idea how I'm going to make those formats.
That's going to be a lot. It's a lot of games in one day. If you enjoy the College World Series like I do, I'm very excited. But then I remember I'll be working it, and then I'm like, I don't get to sit on my couch and enjoy it when it goes past 11 o'clock at night, and I'm sitting in bed enjoying softball still. But, boy, that is going to be exciting.
Josie Walsh, Cameron Perman, and Michaela Hansen. 5, 6, 7 due up in the lineup for Newell-Fonda. First pitch from Schaefer is a swing and a miss.
Schaefer's been thrown out a lot. I mean, obviously with the hits that Newell-Fonda has been able to tally up, a couple illegal pitches called, she's been right on it. Now back-to-back really good pitches.
That pitch is high. Walsh 0 for 2. Looking to start the 5th on a right note. She fouls it into the net. And it bounces around and hits about a 1-foot opening to make it into the dugout on the first base side.
I see we probably got a couple softballs sitting up here on top of the dugouts.
Oh, yeah, there is one. I see it, yeah.
I think they clean those off at the end of the night. I don't think it's a per-game basis.
And that's a nice changeup by Schaefer. Wow.
You could see Walsh think about it halfway through. Should I swing? And by then she was all the way around, and that's a really good at-bat by Peyton Schaefer.
I think that's her first strikeout of the game. Yeah, I don't see another strikeout.
No better time than the
from
present.
Schaefer, yeah. 1 away for Cameron Perman. Perman, a junior.
Really hasn't had to do a lot in right field today. Not much has come her direction.
It's been left field.
Yeah,
that's where the
left field heavy.
That's where Hograve's been busy. That pitch is high and out of the zone.
Yeah, ups and downs of pitching. You just put together a good at-bat, strikeout, and now the universe gives you a 3-0 here.
That one misses, and it's a 1-out walk issued to Cameron Perman.
Came in with 15 walks on the year, so no surprise there. And the 18 strikeouts, I mean, they stand out a little bit, but it's good at bat.
So now it's Michaela Hansen, the DP.
13 hits this year, 12 of which are singles.
And she's 0 for 0 in this contest because she walked in the second, was pinch hit for, or they exercised the flex NDP in the third, and Siebers laid a bunt that was an out that ended that inning. The 1-0, and going down to second, and the throw on the tag on the head is there. And Perman is out, 2-6.
What?
Let's see it again. On the throw from Fenner, throws it to the first base side, which they coach you to do. It was a little bit high, but now Hansen.
Yeah. Schnack normally plays second base, and she played really well in that spot right there. So not a bad spot. I thought that throw was going to be way too high, but boy, she pulled that thing down pretty quick.
The 2-1. Chopped right back at Schaefer. Gloves it, throws to Kelly. 1, 2, 3 is, for lack of a better way to say it, is how Riverside.
It's a rarity.
How Newell-Fonda goes. That's the third out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 10-6. Riverside leads Newell-Fonda on this Class 1A state softball quarterfinal.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe it. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Nice, warm July day. Could have been hotter.
Yeah, it could have been.
I think that's what
and it will be.
for. This action's been pretty warm. Lots of it. 10-6. 6-7-4 for Newell-Fonda. 10-10-1 for Riverside. Batting here, top of the order. Third time tonight, the Riverside has led off the inning with the top of the order. That's Adeline Martins. She hits it hard to left center. One hops the fence. She motors into second base. Slides in, didn't need to. It's a double to start the Riverside fifth.
It's always been those first batters tonight. I tell you what, they have been on a roll. And Martins legs it out, 14th double of the season.
Martins, 3 for 4. How do you like them apples?
That's pretty good.
Sophia Fenner to bat. She's 1 of 2. Had a double back in the first, a walk in the second, grounded out in the third. Bats here in the fifth with a runner on second being Adeline Martins.
Riverside's been so high on scoring. It's gotta be in your mind here. They get 4 runs here. This thing's over.
That pitch misses by Sievers. Sievers in her third inning of relief. Came in the third. Pitched in the fourth, now here in the fifth. That one backs up, but a little too far inside on Fenner. Normally the catcher's not one to cause chaos on the bases. Let's see if Coach's words ring true here, if she can get on. And she does with a walk.
She has played a great game, both behind the plate, has been smart for the most part, and getting things rolling there on the hitting side. Here's who you want up to bat with 2 people on base.
Madison Kelly, she hit a rocket back in the second. Was later erased, and she fouls the first one off to the back and right. And now there's another softball on the dugout. Blake Walker.
Well, nope.
Oh,
rolled
not
back
anymore.
Enough.
Can't keep that souvenir, son. You got to give that one back.
Did they give the home runs to parents? Or
yes,
the
they
home
do.
Okay,
yeah,
they do.
I was out in the outfield for West Fork earlier, and the dad of one of the players had the softball in his pocket.
Good.
I said, "Oh, let me see it." Oh, he was proud.
It's got the logo on it and everything.
Yeah. 0-1 to Kelly. Low.
I know it's 2-8, but
now it's 2-1.
West Fork looked good today.
West
win
Fork,
over Durant.
West Fork was here last year, went out in the first round.
That's a good Durant team they took care of.
If you want to have excitement and energy, talk to their pitcher.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Her energy level. I even told her coach, I says, Coach, I've interviewed a lot of these girls over the years. There are not many that have as much energy as your pitcher.
And that's the one position you need it.
The 3-ball, 1-strike pitch is popped up, foul behind us to the right again.
Sievers will take that here to at least get this to 3-2.
Free sucker, I think is what I
There
just
you go.
We'll do it again on the payoff. That one's high into the net. And the runners were going to move up anyway. But now the bases are loaded, and Riverside has the water coming to a pretty high temperature right now.
In a way, a game-winning run here at the plate.
Yes, it would be.
She's got 3 homers this year.
Schaefer 2 for 3.
We hadn't seen a grand slam at the state tournament since 2021. We've had 2 in the last 2 days.
First pitch, nice one. Strike from Sievers.
17 total, which seems crazy.
Yeah.
But 17 total, 2 in the last 2 days.
The pitch. Hit high in the air, but on the infield. Drifting at the third base coach's box is Vander Hoff, and she calls everyone off. Makes the grab, and that's the first out here of the 5th.
She played under it a little too far. She had to jump a little bit to keep up with it, but
again, it's that within a certain anything on the infield, especially in foul territory, not easy.
Yep.
Sydney Summers now up. That pitch is high, gets away. Running home and scoring is Martins, and it's 11-6.
That was a clean slide. She slid all the way through the base.
And now Martin scores. Fenner comes to third. And Kelly stands at second. The pitch to Summers. High again, gets away from the catcher. Again the throw to the plate. Another great slide, another run for Riverside.
Almost an exact replica. Deja vu almost.
You need to say it's deja vu all over again. Yogi.
Yeah. Then you catch people off guard. Well, you had your how you like them apples earlier.
Yep.
And I was like, thinking back to the movie, does he say anything after that? No, the scene just cuts and his buddies are laughing, so I couldn't throw anything extra. But
so now it's 12-6. Courtney Darrow goes out. Talks in the circle. There's a look there.
So what, they got one on third? Rest of the bases
third.
Should be clear.
Yep. So Fenner has scored. And Kelly is at third.
Summers, one of a couple players on the team with 3 triples this year. 14 triples total for Riverside.
Summers was wanting to drive in runs.
I can tell you that. She says, I'll just try to end this thing. That's one thing I'll come away with today. Riverside has been aggressive.
Oh,
I mean, just unbelievably. Yes. There have been times where I'm like, there's no way you'd send a runner, and she would send a runner. And I tell you what, I give credit to Coach Patterson. She is all over it. Any opportunity they give it, you give them an inch, they take a mile.
That pitch is up and in, ball 3. Seaver spins it on her jersey, now fires it home, and it's outside, ball 4. Summers draws the walk. So Kelly at third, Summers at first. Makes way for Ellie Henderson.
I'm sure the lone senior on the roster would love to send one home here. She made that play in center field. I mentioned to you after, but Coach Patterson says she's the best center fielder she's ever seen.
They fake the throw to third. Doesn't really matter. It's just a show. Summers at second. Kelly remains at third.
Now, Patterson's only been coaching for 3 years, so we'll see how many center fielders she's seen, but I'll give her the benefit of the doubt.
Well, she played at Riverside.
Absolutely.
Too.
So, I mean, she's seen quite a few.
Running up on it. Riverside a base hit from ending it. The 2-0. Up the middle, off the glove, into center field. They're going to hold the runner. The run comes home, which was a great throw by Mercer.
Well, we said, yeah, they've been aggressive all day. What do they do with possibly the game-winning one? I don't know, but they're going to have a chat about this.
And now we have a conversation.
She happened to leave a little early.
So if it is 13-6 right now, we're discussing if that's going to hold.
From the corner of my eye, I mean, she might have.
So they are going to say the runner left early, and they're going to allow they're checking now to see Sievers, because that ball went off her hand.
Okay.
How her hand, so we're doing an injury.
Okay. And the runner.
They made the motion that the runner was out. The run is still on the board.
And Patterson really didn't react like. I have no clue.
So the run's going to count.
The run counts.
Okay.
I might have to get a.
There's a lot.
I either need to look at the full rule book and just see what I'm missing, or just have a chat here afterwards. Have to let me know what you see. But
all right, the winning run's at third. That would end this game. It's up to Caden Schnack. As Kelly scored, Summers is at third, Henderson's at second.
Like Caden's been busy today at shortstop.
Jeez. Infield in. 1 out. That ball is off the plate, and ball 2.
Still have a free base open if you do, Walker.
The Sievers pitch is pop foul and out of play. Actually hit the top of the screen and came back. Thought that thing had cleared it. 2 balls and 1 strike here in the 5th. Next run for Riverside would end it. That would be an 8-run advantage in the 5th. New rules this year. That pitch is off the plate. 3-1. Still a great hitter's count for Schnack. Lily Reed waits for the chance to bat here.
Who had a double in her last time up.
Schnack had a double in her last up.
I was going to say, those
as
are
well.
back-to-back.
And that one's high and the bases are loaded. So Schnack goes to first. Henderson stays at second. And Summers stays at third. A walk, a hit. Hit batsman, ends it. Let's see if Newell-Fonda can extend this one and get out of this inning. The pitch. Hit well in the air towards center. At the wall. Mercer makes the catch. The run comes home. The throw, not in time. Run at third is out. That's out 2. It doesn't matter. 14-6. The game is over.
She left early, too. She had to go back. And I was thinking, oh, no, not again. But she was a little aggressive, and Patterson kind of looked at her like, oh, you're lucky. But was able to get home. What a performance by Riverside.
A 4-run 5th to end it. 14-6. Riverside bangs out 12 hits. 6, 7, and 4 for Newell-Fonda. 14 and 12 and 1 for Riverside, who advances to the semifinals Wednesday at 7 o'clock. They will play the winner of Highland and Wayne. And have you had a chance? I'll stall for
Wayne
a moment.
Wayne
won, so it'll be 1-4 in the semifinal with the right to play at 7:30 Friday night in the state championship. So Riverside advances. Blake Walker, I think you said it. I think I'm going to predict what you're going to say and what you're impressed most about Riverside. Aggressive? Be aggressive?
I think was that their team motto? Did they put that as their team motto coming in?
I don't know. It's just an easy cheer.
I feel like that should probably be it. I mean, just very aggressive all day long. They knew what they had to do getting here for the first time in 15 years plus. So really, really good job by Coach Patterson and their crew, and a great season for Newell-Fonda. Unfortunately going to come up short, but watch out for this Riverside team. Wayne's going to have their hands full in the second round.
Newell-Fonda finishes the year 24-12, and they finish at the state tournament like they have done before. Congratulations. Great season there, Coach Darrow and the Newell-Fonda Mustangs. I want to thank both coaches for their pregame information throughout. For our director, Devin Taylor, Sam Nord on camera, Blake Walker on analysis, I'm Paul Yeager. Thanks for watching. This has been the Class 1A quarterfinal. One more quarterfinal to go. So long from Fort Dodge as Riverside advances 14-6.